Do you feel stuck after your breakup? You don't want them back, but you haven't quite moved on. It's almost like you kind of feel numb. You're not quite ready to date. You feel like you should be dating, but you're just kind of in this weird area where you just don't really know where to go from here. And if that's you, this video is for you. So I'm going to give you a few questions to ask yourselves and a few things you can do to move step past this stage, to get over that feeling of feeling stuck, that feeling of almost scarcity, and move into that feeling of abundance and optimism, and getting to where you felt like where you were at before you met this person, or before this breakup happened. So it's completely normal to feel like this. Most people feel like this after a breakup. And it's not healthy just to be able to move on extremely quickly. You gotta feel all the emotions, you gotta feel it to heal it. And it's weird because like you'll feel all these emotions, you'll be really sad, and it's like you want them back really bad because your brain just wants to avoid pain. Your brain wants the person back, but eventually you get to the point of acceptance. And acceptance is great because you no longer want them back. You're no longer yearning for them, but you still kind of miss the good times. But you know the breakup was meant to happen. But you still can kind of just feel stuck, and you need to get past this, and you need to move past this. And there's ways you can do this. So the first thing you gotta ask yourself: what are the beliefs you were holding on to out of fear? Because even though you don't want them back, you're not quite ready to move on. So what is the reason for that? What are you thinking about? What are the thoughts behind this? What makes you want to keep holding on even if you don't want them back? And sometimes it can be tough. Starting over new with someone else can seem scary because you knew what you had. It can also be scary to make yourself vulnerable again and put yourself back out there because you're worried about getting hurt. And that's completely understandable. But you have to remember, you're gonna what you're feeling right now is completely normal. You're gonna feel numb for a little bit. And so what I would suggest, what I do is, especially if I'm going through a breakup and I'm in this stage and I've started dating again, but I go on these dates and I kind of feel numb. And everyone I meet, it's not like I feel like that connection or click. And it's because you're not coming into this fresh. You're not coming into this with a clean state. You're still holding on to some of that old energy. And it's hard to find something new with new energy when you're still holding on to this old energy. So the best thing you can do, honestly, is just take some more time to yourself. If you're ever wondering, like, am I ready to date again? And you don't quite know, take some time. Take some time. The biggest mistake you can do is start dating again when you're not completely ready. Because this is what happens, and this has happened to me. You start dating again when you're not completely ready, and you find someone. And the thing is, you could probably really click with this person because you're not in the right mindset. It just doesn't work out. So it's not even like you're losing or missing out on anything, because if you start dating too soon and you're not in the right mindset, you end up missing out anyways. So it's okay to take time. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to isolate. And it's amazing just the growth and how much you can propel yourself into this person you want to be, into this abundance you want to create, into this parallel reality you want to transfer, you want to jump, you want to quantum leap into, can happen so much faster when you're just alone and focusing on you and becoming that person that can't be hurting it because you don't really need anyone else. You just need yourself, and anyone else is just an added bonus. So, secondly, what are the payoffs to some of these limiting beliefs you might have? Right now, you're feeling sad, you're feeling hurt. And I know for me, it'd be like, well, no one else can hurt me. I'm already hurt. I'm already sad. I'm already hurting. So I can go on a date and no one else can hurt me. But I was still holding on to this old energy from my past partner, and I was projecting that on to new people I met, which sometimes it would be them repeating old patterns, but other times it'd be me being the person I almost despised. I was becoming the person that hurt me, and that wasn't good because anyone with a conscience that does that feels bad about it. So I'd be hanging out with these women and going on dates, and in some way they had to be emotionally unavailable because I was emotionally unavailable, and they almost find themselves really into me, and I kind of realized, like, hey, I think it's just because I'm so emotionally unavailable right now, and you get that thrill of the chase, and like, this isn't working out, this isn't right, and then I'd end up hurting them, and I'd feel really bad about it. So another thing too, you don't want to start dating too soon. If you're not in the right mindset, you might end up hurting someone else, and then you have to worry about everything that comes with that. The regret, the just feelings of guilt you'll have from hurting someone that you didn't want to hurt, you never wanted to do it, but you started dating too soon, you started coming into it with the wrong mindset. So you need to figure out what is moving on to you. You need to get absolutely focused on what you would look like, what you would be doing if you were completely moved on. And write it down. Get your journal out and write down exactly what you would be doing, how you would be feeling, what your life would look like if you were completely moved on right now. Because if you can visualize this, if you can just completely get focused in on what that would look like, and then just read that every day, and then like what actions would you be taking, and start taking those actions. What would you be doing? Start doing whatever it is you'd be doing. Maybe you'd be working out more. Maybe you'd be hiking more. Maybe you'd be doing more activities that you love to enjoy. Whatever it is, picture it, write it down, and start doing it. And even if you don't feel like you're in the right mindset yet, as you begin to do these activities, start to change your story, you start to become more sufficient with yourself and just happy being alone, you just naturally attract love. Love's just a byproduct. When you can truly love yourself, love just comes to you. Love just flows to you. You just start to live in more of an abundance of love. Because I've done this before. I have transferred into like another reality of just ultimate abundance by just taking time to myself and just doing everything I love doing and just being unapologetically alone and being okay with it. Because I knew dating too soon wouldn't be the answer. Because I've done it before where I thought I was ready to start dating again, and I started dating and my energy's just off. And when my energy was off, I noticed things just weren't going right with the people I was going on dates with, or the people I was trying to get dates with. It just wasn't working out. And when that happens, you need to just take a step back, take a pause back. Just know you will find love again, and you'll find it even faster if you just be alone for a little bit. You can't rush love. You can't rush into anything. So just take some time to heal. It's okay. You will be fine. I promise you. Because the thing is, your ego wants to stay in the familiar. Even if you've accepted it, there's a part of your ego that probably doesn't want to accept it yet. Because to your ego, it's like, well, they didn't want me. I still want them to want them. Like your ego just wants this person to still want. Even if you broke up with the person, this still happens. Because my past relationships, I mean, I've broken up with them, but my ego still wanted to hold on even though I left them because I knew they weren't good for me, I knew they weren't going to change, my ego still wanted to be like, but why didn't they change for you? Maybe we can get them to change for you. Logically, I knew they weren't going to change, they weren't good for me. Nothing I did was going to get them to be the person I was looking for, which is why I had to leave. But my ego would still be like, but why? We need to figure this out. We need to analyze this. We need to go back. Maybe we could have did something different. No, there was nothing you could have did different. There was nothing you could have done different, especially if you broke up with them. And I want you to know if you did break up with someone that wasn't choosing you, that wasn't meeting your needs, and you were doing everything you could to love this person, and it still just wasn't working out, that was so brave of you. And you need to be so proud of yourself for doing what you did and just embrace that pride, especially if you had to leave someone that wasn't good for you, or even if someone left you that wasn't good for you. Just be proud that you're staying in no contact, that you're not going back, you're not begging, you're not chasing, you're not checking socials. Be unapologetically prideful right now in the fact that you are so strong. You are so strong to be able to move on and embrace the unknown. You have to remember, like, what are the stories? What are the stories you're telling yourself about getting your needs met? Do you think you can't meet your own needs? Do you think you need someone to meet your needs? Because you don't need anyone to meet your needs. You can meet your own needs. And another thing, figure out what are your needs and get a piece of paper. Write down all your needs. Write down all your needs and write down how maybe your ex met these needs. And now write down how you can meet these needs. Because the less needy you are, the more attractive you are. So, what are your beliefs around your needs? And just remember, you can meet your own needs. You don't need anyone else to make yourself feel worthy. You don't need anyone else to make yourself feel whole and complete. You are already worthy. You are already whole and complete. Everything on this earth has a purpose. And it'd be crazy to think everything else has a purpose, but you don't. That's your ego right there. That would be your ego telling you, well, everything else is special, but I'm not. No, you're special, you're worthy, you're whole and complete. And do not forget that. Do not forget that. And just truly embrace loving yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and just tell yourself, I love you. And just feel that love, feel that warmth, and you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed the love that comes into your life when you feel that love in yourself. So then ask yourself, are you choosing yourself right now? Are you doing what you need to choose yourself? And what does choosing yourself look like to you? For me, it's just taking care of myself, eating right, reading, doing things I love, doing things I enjoy, and saying no to the things I don't want. Saying no to people I don't want in my life. Or even maybe as my friends, they want me to come out, they want me to hang out with them, and I'm busy, I got other obligations. Just saying no and not feeling like I have to please everyone. And just figuring out, what do you need to do to feel like you are choosing yourself? And what are your subconscious beliefs holding you back? Especially if you had a rough childhood. Now I had a childhood where I was never really felt chosen. I had a I had a stepdad. I don't know if he was. I'm not gonna say he was narcissistic, but he was something, and he could be very mean to my sister and I. And my mom never really did anything about it. So I thought I just deserved that kind of treatment. So I'd find myself dating women that were very mean and would call me names and just degrade me and emasculate me. And I felt like that was just what I deserved because it's what I grew up with in childhood, and I never really healed my inner child properly. So you need to look at, what was your childhood like, and was your ex a similar childhood dynamic which felt familiar, because the familiar feels comfortable, and the familiar can feel like love, especially if that's how you perceived love as a child. Now that's how you perceive love as an adult. So all of a sudden you find yourself in relationships with these similar childhood patterns, childhood dynamics, where you're not really being chosen, you're being disrespected, you're being taken advantage of, and you just think it's normal because, well, that's how I grew up in childhood. That's what love to be like as a child. And if I can change this person, if I can get this person to love me how I want, I can prove to my inner child, I can prove to my parents that I am worthy, I am whole, I am complete. You're already worthy. You're already whole. You're already complete. You don't need to relive these childhood patterns, these childhood dynamics. Next time you meet someone that is starting to make you relive these things, just end it. Cut it out. Show the universe you're gonna say no. The more you say no to what you don't want, the more the universe is gonna give you what you do want. And I promise you that is just the law of the universe, and that is what will happen. So you have to ask yourself, what is the safety? What is the safety in these negative emotions? Like I said, sometimes we can almost get addicted to feeling sad, or we can get addicted to feeling stressed because we're feeling something. And like I said before, I know for me, it's like when I was hurt, I almost wanted to stay hurt because like no one else can hurt me now. I felt almost untouchable when I was hurt because no one else can hurt me. I'm already hurt. So I can go out there and I can just meet all these new people and I don't have to worry about them hurting me because I was already hurt. This is the thing, this is what happens, and this has happened to me. I remember I'd get out of a breakup and I'd be like, oh, I just want someone else. I want someone new to hurt me, so at least I'm hurting over them and not this other person that'll somehow be more of a relief. Guess what? It was never a relief. It never worked out like that. So I'd get out of a relationship, I was hurting, I'd start dating someone new, I wasn't really that into him, and all of a sudden, 3 months into it, all of a sudden I'm falling in love with them, and as I'm falling in love with them, that's when their true colors would start to show. It was new face, same person, and that's what happens when you start dating too soon. These things happen, and you keep falling into this trap. You're not learning the lesson the universe is trying to teach you, and every time it hurts more and more, and you can't figure out why. Well, this is the reason why you're not learning the lesson, you're not choosing yourself. You have to start choosing yourself. You have to start becoming your own person, more independent, and just be okay with being alone. I know I keep saying it, but being alone will excel you so much. Being alone will help you grow so much, and there's so much power in being alone. I think it's 90% of your transformation is just awareness. Being aware of old habits, of old patterns, things that are keeping you stuck where you are currently right now. So I want you to really analyze, are you doing anything that's keeping you stuck? Are you doing anything that's keeping you trapped in these subconscious patterns in your mind? And just really just look into it. Write down anything that comes to mind that you might be aware of. So at least if you're aware, when you notice it's happening, you can at least be aware of it. You're not always going to stop it, but once you become aware and you start to notice it, and then you start, even if you don't stop it and something bad happens, then you're like, okay, I was aware, I didn't stop it, and the pain of not stopping it is eventually going to help you get past the pleasure of not wanting to stop it. If that makes sense, but just trust me, 90% of your transformation is just becoming aware, and as you become aware, you will start to stop these negative patterns. The last thing, do you trust the universe? Just put all your trust, all your faith in the universe, and just know whatever you're feeling right now is going to pass. The healing, the work you are doing, the universe is going to see this, and the universe is going to reward you. The universe wants to reward you, and it will reward you if you're putting in the work, if you're doing the healing, you're becoming aware, you're keeping track of all these negative thought patterns, these subconscious patterns holding you back. And as you become aware and as you trust the universe, believe me, your life is going to transform. So I know right now you may be feeling stuck, but I want you to know right now you're in the biggest transformation of your life. You're about to break through. All the old energy is leaving your life. All the negative patterns are leaving your life. And right now is the stepping stone to become your true and highest self and start living the life you truly want and deserve. I'm Brandon, and I take you from breakups to breakthroughs.